Okay, welcome to the start of a new anime review series. This is episode number 1. Yep, and it's the first one for this year I'm covering. Yep, the very first one. Now, with this one, I'm covering the first 3 episodes of this anime. This is that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Yes. A series that started, like, the first season aired just a few years ago. Now, yes, I have been interested in watching this series for quite a while, actually. The episodes basically covered here are The Storm Dragon, Baldora, Meet the Goblins, and Battle of the Goblin Village. Yep. And for these 3 episodes, they only cover, like, pretty much from the first light novel, just the first 2 chapters in the prelude. And that's it. That's all you get for the first 3 episodes. Now, unlike in the case of some series, where when they show these reincarnations of people, what they don't show the clear of the faces looks like, here we do. We actually have a bit of time in the previous world. Where we kind of started out with basically this village being attacked, and one of the little girls getting killed by a freaking, like, flame tornado. And then we cut to the real world, where we meet our hero for the series. And his name is Satoru. Yes, Satoru. Yep. And he basically is mentioned he's 37 years old and he's a bachelor. He's got terrible luck of ladies. Basically, he's going to be a friend of his who was one of his coworkers, and he introduces him to his girlfriend. I gotta say, lucky guy. And they apparently going to take him out to dinner. And you might think, oh, is something going to happen here? They could introduce to a girl? Well, we never find out, because then we see this random guy coming completely out of nowhere with this big honking knife. And he proceeds to stab Suru's friend, and Suru himself gets stabbed saving his friend. He also tells us basically while he's dying, be sure to destroy the hard drive. And he also, we see this great sage, that's what this thing calls itself, where it gives it its special abilities. Yeah, by the way, the characters here are named Miho and Leon. Yeah. So yeah, the main character is like a big manager of a company. He gets stabbed and he gets these new abilities like heat resistance, pain resistance, these weird abilities, thanks to the great stage ability. And then after he had all the yelling and things, he wakes up in the hospital like, what's this gooey stuff? And then he just realizes, though, like, of course, he can't see. He can't exactly hear very well, though later on he does get hearing. Or apparently he has no idea what the heck he is, and he finds out, oh crap, he's being reincarnated as a slime. Yeah, this actually is quite unusual, where it's not human. It's one of, like, a few series I've heard of where you have a non-human reincarnation. The other 2 are, get this, where one I've heard talk about this one, where a teenage girl gets reincarnated as a spider. Yes, a spider. The strangest one I heard was a guy get reincarnated as a sword. Yes, that is by far the weirdest premise I have ever heard for an isekai. I mean, a slime and spider is one thing, but a sword? Seriously, you can't freaking talk or even do anything as a freaking sword. Unless you remember who your master is, basically, you chance to do something with it. So imagine basically staring at a sword for a lot of the time, and this is your main character, a freaking weapon. It's a monster like a slime. And apparently makes all these like special healing potions in him, basically able to absorb stuff, put it in his stomach, his storage. Basically, it's sort of a computer brain with him because he was an engineer. He absorbs various crystals, and then he starts battling monsters. Actually, he's battling monsters. And also, he comes at the end of the first episode. He comes across a freaking dragon. Yes, a storm dragon. Ladora. Yep, he just randomly come across them. Well, he can wait this so he can see because he can't see because he's a slime. Magical sense. And he realizes, oh crap, you're a dragon. He asks two things. Feel free to visit him and don't be afraid of him. Well, he kind of is afraid. He's intimidated by him, but I don't think he's afraid of him. And then they come up with names for each other. Well, Bador basically was his name, so the slime gives the name Tempest, and he gets the name, and the slime gets the name of Rimuru. Rimuru Tempest. Kind of sworn brothers. And in order to get him out of the cave and get basically the seal off, he proceeds to absorb him. Basically put him in his stomach for a while in a prison storage. Then he proceeds to kill various monsters after this. He kills a black serpent, which he kills via a water blade. Yes, a water blade. He also kills an Armadeus lizard, a spider, and finally a bat, which the bat allows him to frickin' speak. So after killing various monsters and absorbing them, then after basically being in this cave for quite a while, and then of course he gets to the exit, of course they see briefly outside where he goes, oh no, this Calamity Dragon disappeared. What the heck happened to him? Who the heck knows? So it's briefly like something outside, and then finally Rimuru finally reaches the exit. And then it's owned by 3 humans. And you're wondering, okay, who are these 3 humans, you may ask? Well, their names are... It's not this guy. You have Aaron, Cabal, and Guido. Aaron is a girl. She's basically... It's interesting that they introduce these people basically in episode 2. And they open and they go through. And of course, not seeing it this one, but don't worry, they will return. Yep. Then of course when he gets outside, he's met by goblins. Yes, goblins. Oh, I forgot to mention, Rimuru is in the slime form voiced by Brittany Kowalski. I think it's how you pronounce her name. Yes. Valdor himself is actually voiced by Chris Ragger, who some people might think of him as the guy who voices Hercule Satan from Dragon Ball Z, and Argyle from One Piece. Yep, that's what a lot of people might think of him as. Rimuru himself is voiced by, well, guess the voice woman, it's Brittany Kowalski. Yep. As for the goblins, the lead goblin, he is voiced by Kent Williams. Yep, that's who voices him. His son is voiced by Derek Snow, as in the same guy who voices Shira from Fire Force. Yep, same guy. And by the way, this is only just the first 2 episodes. There's a guy named Byron Ballard. He's voiced by the awesome David Wade. Yep, so apparently the goblins are intimidated by him, not only by his voice, but by his intimidating presence. And he's brought to the goblin village. By the way, this all happened in the book, so this is not made for the anime. Good, and basically he's proclaimed their leader. And they have to deal with these dire wolves, which, yes, the brief battle they have in the episode 3, that did happen in the book, where he basically battles the leader, kills him, and then absorbs his body, takes a mimic form, and enhances smell, so basically he's built the smell stuff now. And then, of course, the dire wolves, basically, because they killed the leader, he's become leader of the dire wolves. So, then he starts giving characters names, which apparently give people names. Basically, they show us also when Rimmer got his name. Apparently, there's like an aura around him, basically becomes stronger because of it. So, after giving all the goblins names, they start with the dire wolves, and of course, they give the leader name, which his name is Strong Wolf. And of course, the leader, the son of the previous leader, is getting named Renga, which means Tempest Fang. Which, okay, that seems quite interesting. Yep. Then of course and then he just passes out and is asleep for 3 days, and he wakes up oh, it's like, who's this hot babe basically with me? And then the other walks in. He's basically a big bodybuilder. I'm like, what the heck happened? Well, apparently giving these monsters names give them basically able to evolve into hobgoblins. Yep. So, yeah, apparently the female hobgoblins are Goblina. And of course he notices, like, man, she can burn it up. I was like, man, these goblins are hot. Apparently one basically didn't really change. Everyone else really changed. He even thought that was kind of weird. And apparently naming the boss's son Raigu apparently names the whole tribe Raigu, which is interesting to say the least. So that explains why. And of course I had to divide into pairs. Do like hunting, gathering food. Then the episode ends basically like we need to figure a way to get clothing and building houses. So the goblin leader, whose name is Rygard, he's just, why not contact the dwarves? He's like, dwarves, you mean Melbuilders? Cool, let's go. And he of course forms his own party, and the episode 13 ends, not 13, episode 3 ends in going after me and the goblins. Gotta say, quite interesting to say the least. And if you're curious to who does some of the voice of this one, well, in the case of, one of them, Harina, very lovely woman she is. Of course, he's the one who keeps staring at her. She is voiced by Megan Shippen Rangard, the leader. Of course, I already mentioned who voices him. Yeah. And of course, the leader of the goblins to give him the title of Goblin Lord, aka Goblin King, which should be quite interesting. I mean, it's a good title for him. Yep, of course, he's in charge of stuff, and that's really off there. I gotta say, 3 really good episodes to start out with, and I can't wait to discuss the next 2 episodes, which should be quite interesting to say the least. And there's certain characters I am so eager to get a chance to meet them in person. But some will come for quite a while. Like, one will come as episode 9. One who I'm very much looking forward to seeing her, I've seen pictures of her. Also episode 9. One? Yeah. Let's see. Seems like everybody I want to meet basically shows up episode 9. All because they're ogres. One technically does. They show up at the end of the season, of course. But yeah, it should be quite interesting to say the least when it comes to characters who show up in the series. Yep, so yeah, that's it for particular review. Stay tuned for next week, will be 2 more episodes of this series. Okay, next video. Bye.